Yeah, so I'm Victoria Brasil and I'm an emergency physician and I'm also a medical educator. So I spend a lot of time training clinicians in clinical skills and in simulation. Medical education is changing, and one of the things that we're seeing across the board are new ways of learning. One of these ways is mastery-based learning, and at the Australian Institute of Ultrasound, that's exactly what we're moving to. Now this builds on many years of expert tuition and guidance in POCUS skills, and now adds a level of sophistication that allows us to be able to move to very effective teaching and also very efficient teaching. Mastery learning is not really new, but it has 4 key elements to be effective. We have to have a really good idea of where we're going. That's the idea of mastery. Then we have to use a process called deliberate practice with very focused feedback about trying to get there. And then finally, using testing, not like an exam, but just like really seeing where we're up to against those clear and defined endpoints. So how does this look for POCUS? What it means is if we've got a learning pathway towards a core skill, take for example a fast scan, then the first part of that is to have a really clear description of what is a proficient fast scan. And that includes what views are we going to get, how do we actually get them, and then importantly, how do we apply them. So what we've tried to do is really describe that proficient performance so that our learners have a very clear idea of where they're going. The second element to this, taking the example of the fast scan again, is deliberate practice. We know that random practice doesn't actually work. And so deliberate practice is about knowing those core defined endpoints and then getting focused, specific feedback as we're trying to practice towards them. And I guess this is where the expert tuition from instructors and in some cases from simulators comes in, so that we can close that gap between what we're doing and what we know we need to do as effectively and as efficiently as possible. And then I guess inherent in all of that is this sense that we're testing all the time. So at frequent intervals, there's a, here you go, try out your performance against what we think you need to do, and again leading to more of that focused, deliberate feedback. And that testing needs to come at intervals. This is the concept, another educational term, of retrieval practice or spaced repetition. It's not enough to do a day of ultrasound, then do an exam and then forget it. We need to come back at intervals and actually do a test to see where we're up to allow us to close that gap again.